not clapping. The ESCO of ABPSS should continue to clap. You can do better, Surveyor John.
Thank you very much. The next on the list is our chairman, the chairman of Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Lagos State Branch, who is unavoidably absent and will be represented by one of the ESCOs of the institution, the branch, Surveyor Kolade Kazim, ably represented by Surveyor Adedeji Olanrewaju Owolabi, FNIS.
He's a fellow. He's a fellow. So clap better for a fellow.
Iglet fellow.
Please look at the faces of people that call you Iglet fellow. Eventually you'll be in their panel when they apply for fellowship.
The next on our list is the special guest of honor. And he's in the person of Surveyor Olusheye Thomas Dabiri FS. He is the national chairman of Association of Private Practicing Surveyors of Nigeria, all the way from the Delta State. You're welcome, sir.
Please clap for me. I will link you up with my chairman. My chairman will understand the language of the Niger Delta. My chairman, you are welcome, sir.
The next person on the list is a familiar face. We've seen him before, and the last time he graced one of our occasions, we enjoyed it so very much. He's no other person than Dr. Kanu Obasi Okezie. He's a neurosurgeon and an associate professor from LUTH. Please join me in welcoming him with a round of applause. Dr. Okezie to the high table. You're welcome, sir.
Office of the Surveyor General Lagos State, in the name of Surveyor Olutomi Agowawa FNIS. He's not yet in the building, as usual, but we hope he will join us before we do the closing prayer. As soon as he comes in, he will be invited to the high table. Also to join us on the high table is no other person than the chairman of Body of Fellow. The chairman of Body of Fellow, Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Prince Afolabi Olukayode Sholes FNIS, ably represented by the Secretary of the Body of Fellow, in the name of Surveyor Akomolafe Ademola Ojo FNIS. Is he in the house?
He's there already.
Oga, please come down first. Come down. Come down first. Come down. Oga, I will call you again. You will stand up. We will clap for the chairman Body of Fellow. Then you now come to the high table. Please help me to welcome the chairman of Body of Fellow Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Prince Afolabi Olukayode Sholesi, FNIs, ably represented by my immediate past chairman of OPST Lagos State Branch, Surveyor Akomolafe Ademola Ojo, FNIs, aka ọbẹ̀ yà fọ́tò fún yín ní ọ̀gá. Also, for now, all of our dignitaries will be invited to the high table. But we need to call on to the high table. One of our own that got to this venue today, we want to use this opportunity to say we thank you and we appreciate you. Please, welcome with a round of applause for Surveyor Timothy Idowu Adelaja Boluwaga, FNIs. You're welcome, sir. Oluwatori Oduola Douglas, FNIs. Because he happens to be the chairman. Please, I would like to welcome, being led by Surveyor Kolade Kazeem and ably represented by Sub. For your fellow Assistant Secretary. So, for the set of people that of your is the Secretary, Surveyor Opeyemi Precious Amabi, the internal auditor, Surveyor Olaiwola Dayo, the financial. Welcome. I say welcome to all the press. I still want to continue to belong to for now. Not until when my MDS increase to all full members. I want to know, and I think is back in the house. Please, a past president of Association of Professional Police of Olufemi Oyebola, FNIs, FNIA.
The national anthem, may we rise up to come and keynote address. That is the person of your IGR Adaranijo.
More strength. The Almighty God will continue to give us more strength to continue for the progress of this our able profession. Not to waste much of your time, welcome address. Chairman, welcome address at the 2022 Annual Professional Development Workshop and Launcheon of the Association of Private Practice Surveyors of Nigeria, APPSL Lagos Branch. Today, on Wednesday, October 12, 2022, at the Anchor Event Center. The chairman NS Lagos State Branch, the past chairman of the branch, the special guest of honor and national chairman of APPSL, the executive council members, the student fellows of the institution, dear members of the association, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen, I am extremely delighted to be the host for today's event to address you all. We return all glory, honor, and adoration to God Almighty for preserving our lives all through the last 1 year, even in the face of all forms of calamities that is between our nation and the world at large. Before we carry on with the events, I will give my regards who made this occasion a reality. I have struggled to ensure that this celebration succeeds. One of the main objectives of establishing this association is to ensure that members are given the opportunity to continuously educate themselves and thereby keep up to date with emerging trends in our ever-dynamic profession. To achieve this fundamental objective, the association annually organizes a professional development workshop that will educate members and keep them ahead in their field of play. The annual program also avails members the opportunity and forum to discuss practice issues in the state and the nation at large. To this end, I wish to welcome our eminent speaker and guests from all over the country, from different walks of life, to share their knowledge and vast experience with this community. We are in no measure grateful for honoring us with your presence. This workshop will be characterized by plenty of knowledge, enhancing activities such as health talks, technical and business sessions. The course of this workshop will be the launching of our mobile app.
Yes, okay. My prayers is still the same thing as forward ever, backward ever in Jesus' name. On that note, declare this function open in the name of the Father, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Congratulations, and let us prepare ourselves, and let's open our minds and learn more, and learn more, and learn more. Lagos State, congratulations. Well done.
This is the protocol. As Adrian said, I'm here to represent the chairman of NIS Lagos State branch, who is actually somewhere that needs to attend to some other pertinent matters. And he asked me to tell the entire house here today that we should count ourselves to be lucky to be alive today. So let us thank Almighty God for keeping us alive till today. Can we just give a round of applause to Almighty God for keeping us alive today? And he said that to congratulate the entire membership of APSL Lagos State branch, most especially the executive members, for the wonderful jobs they are doing. Please keep it up. We are expecting more from you. And he said he's a practitioner, I'm a practitioner, everybody else is a practitioner. So the essence of the workshop is for us. So we have to tell members to sit properly, listen to 2022 APPSL workshop and Launcheon so that we can take something home. It's not just for us to come here today and clap, eat, and go away. We must ensure that we achieve something real and take it home today. On this note, I pray that today's function will be the beginning of better things to happen to us in our lives. Amen. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. The next item on our agenda.
I actually want to ask him humbly to rise to his feet. So I go straight into the profile. Dr. Okezie Kanu had his university education at the University of Lagos College of Medicine, where he graduated with the MBBS degree in 1995. His internship was at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital. After his youth service at Jaja Clinic, University of Lagos, he returned to Lagos to pursue his postgraduate training in surgery at LUT, Idiaraba. He graduated with a fellowship of the West African College of Surgery in Neurosurgery in 2007. His pursuit for knowledge and excellence took him to many countries, from the Netherlands in 2005, Israel, USA, and others. He had a must-have scholarship award in 2007 in Israel, and another award by the American Association of Neurosurgical Surgeons, which afforded him the privilege of training under notable neurosurgeons in the United States. He was appointed consultant neurosurgeon at LUT in 2007, and in 2011 he was appointed lecturer at the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, where he currently teaches neurosurgery and general surgery. By reason of his special training and skill in managing brain tumor, he introduced special keynote techniques that goes through the nose to remove brain tumor. And he traveled around the country teaching these techniques to his colleagues in order to build manpower. He was appointed Associate Professor of Neurosurgery in 2018. He is a member of many national and international societies in neurosurgery. Please, I would like you to rise to your feet with a round of applause as we welcome Dr. Okezie Kanu. Let's give him a round of applause as he comes to the podium.
He has very many attributes, including terrorizing me. I was in Benin some weeks ago, and I was busy trying to do my project with the teaching hospital when I got his call. And I thought it was just one of those, hello. He said, Doc, are you going to be in Lagos in October? I said, well, it depends on what part of October you are referring to. He said, precisely second week of October, are you going to be around? And I said, is there any problem? Do you want to see me? He said, no, some people want to see you. And who are they? He said, well, you have to speak at our meeting. And you know the kind of person he is. If I said no, my family may be at risk. So I simply said I would look into it. Then he said, that's a political answer. And I don't know you to belong to any political party. I want a yes or a no. And I said, if I say no, will you take it? He said, of course, no. I said, you have just said no. I will say no. He said no. If I say no, you say yes. Benjamin Adams. I forgive you. The only problem I have is that I have many of his kind around me, and they're all bearing Benjamin. So it's difficult to escape. Deliberately removed one of the most important needs of the surveyor, which is vision. Every surveyor must see. To survey, you need your eyes, right? And an active surveyor knows the importance of this, and therefore does not need to be told that there is need to see an ophthalmologist if he has complaints with the eyes. Otherwise, he won't walk. So that is all I have to say about vision. Now, the function of the eyes are closely related to the brain, where it is attached in many ways. So when I'm discussing brain health, just know that I have directly or indirectly touched on the eyes. And if you're not a surveyor, this is also about you. I am not a surveyor myself, even though I survey brains, but not your own kind of surveyor. So you are welcome to be part of today's menu. Feel free to make your notes and write down your questions. Health issues are often debatable, especially in Nigeria, because of our background. And medical practice has several backgrounds in Nigeria, including orthodox and traditional. So please bear in mind that I have right to ask you questions too, either during the course of my discussion or afterwards, because I know you're having your pen and writing questions for me. So a lecturer has a right to ask questions, just like the students. By the way, today's discussion is based on the letter B. You know, last time I said I for illness. We, I and we. I, individual, illness. We, wellness. So today, because Benjamin starts with B, I have decided to use the word B, and most of the things I'm going to be discussing will be B. So if you have your paper, take note of the following B's that I'm going to mention. One is brain. Next one is blood. And I'm going to be attaching several things to them, but we will start them with the word B. So brain, blood, bladder, bones, bowels, and of course, breast. Everybody here has breast. Some, their breasts are useless, like men. They have breasts, but they go looking for other breasts. So it is part of my B. I'm a doctor. I am free to call any part of the body I like with impunity. So if you're very religious and you don't like the way I'm calling breast, forgive me, I will soon leave here, but I'll continue to call it when I need to call it. Breast. The problem with a lot of people here is insincerity and hypocrisy. Some of you looking at me sucked breast last night. I'm not looking at you, but you're looking at me. You know yourself. So stop acting holy. It's only a part of the human body. So it's okay. It's Benjamin that caused this. So I want to start with the first B, that is maintaining the brain health, which indirectly some of you call brain box. And when I say brain box, everybody knows what brain box means once you are driving a vehicle. So now, please take note that some of the things I'm going to discuss would cut across the different parts of the body and the systems, but just note them as we go on. Now, the first thing to do about brain health, number one, is to stimulate your brain by trying new activities. I say stimulate your brain. That's the first thing, stimulate your brain. The brain functions in such a way that it requires impulses. It requires a lot of stimulation for it to keep working. And the best way to stimulate your brain is to practice new things, new techniques, learn new things, learn new skills. You can learn how to play music. You can learn how to play a musical instrument. You can start trying some puzzle games that you've not tried before. A lot of you know them. You can learn a new hobby. You can learn a new language. In the course of my training and interacting with teachers, I found that a lot of the Caucasians often got themselves into some different types of skills. Some practice farming. My mentor, he's late now. We had the father-son relationship. Every time I was in New York, he would come in the morning bringing me tomato. They're great grape seed tomato. They are very small. You can just put it in your mouth and then suck it away. Fantastic. And he grew them in the farm in his backyard. So he was always harvesting them and bringing for me every day. So I miss getting those. And that's one skill he learned and kept doing that until COVID dealt a blow on me. And I know many of you here never believed COVID, but it's okay. Number two, improve your diet. Feed your brain with what I describe as rainbow diet. You know all the colors of the rainbow? And if you look around, you find the different colors of the rainbow in the different types of fruits that we eat, vegetables, fish, nuts, unsaturated oils like olive oil, and proteins. Proteins from plant sources are better than animal proteins. Beans, soybeans, and nuts. These help to give your brain the natural nutrients that they need to function with. Number three, physical exercise. Somebody say move. Yes, so keep moving. Physical activity increases oxygen flow to the body, as well as the growth of new nerve cells. And it also helps to improve connections between different parts of the brain. Physical activity helps to lower your blood pressure. Physical activity helps to improve your cholesterol levels. It helps to reduce mental stress. It helps to balance your blood sugar. So, keep moving. Number 4, have a culture of restful sleep. Restful sleep. A lot of us sleep, we don't rest. You can actually rest without sleeping, but sleeping is good. But you can sleep without resting. I don't know how often you've gone around to wake a relative or a friend. You wake the person up and say, let's get going. And this person that seems to have slept all night is telling you, wait, let me rest a bit. It means the person slept but didn't rest in the sleep. A lot of people work harder when they are asleep than when they are awake. Sir, you know that there are people who sleep and in their sleep they've gone around Lagos. They are not practicing witchcraft, but that's how their minds travel. Those ones who practice witchcraft, you see they usually crash on top of buildings. So let's leave them alone. These ones go to all parts of Lagos. They are pricing building materials. They have reached the Dio Road. They bought something. Some of them are even at the airport, the normal airport, not the other ones they fly. Those ones. So by the time they've gone round, you now tap them and wake them up. That's when they want to start resting from their labor. They said they slept, but they didn't actually sleep. That's why I use the descriptive term restful sleep. Restful sleep. It is not in how long, but how well. But please make it as long as necessary. But also realize, on the other hand, that too much sleep can lead to negative consequences, such as inactivity, an increase in weight and obesity. Just the same way, lack of sleep can also make you add weight because of certain hormones that your body releases that makes you retain blood sugar. You don't metabolize it well, and then you add weight. And you are not sleeping, but people say you're enjoying. Something is going wrong. So sleep must be balanced. Number 5, build a healthy social network. I always emphasize that building network is why we're here. And it should not be only with surveyors, but with other people that matter to you in life. Build a healthy social network. I call it a healthy social network because some networks are not healthy and they actually make your health grow worse. A lot of us know what I'm talking about. Creating and nurturing healthy and interesting connections with other people has been linked to lowering of your blood pressure because you tend to relax, you tend to interact with people, you smile, you laugh. It helps you to manage stress and it lowers the risk of dementia in people. So, please, it also helps to increase your life expectancy because most people who don't have a very good social network tend to find themselves in seclusion and eventually they are withdrawn they suffer depression, get into suicidal tendencies, get into illnesses that cannot be accounted for by medical books, and ultimately, go down in health by that means. So building a good social network is important. Somebody here will remember last time that I talked about one long term that I called psychosomatic illness. And I said that psycho is the mind and soma is the body. And when the mind is playing on the body, it shows things like psychosomatic illness, illnesses that you cannot explain by their physical origin. Somebody is complaining of waist pain that is very severe. You do all the necessary tests, you don't find them. And it's not as if witches are after the person, but it just happens to be that something is wrong with the mind. He's not mad. She's not mad, but the person has become worried to a point that the body is now responding to that. And we see a lot of that from time to time. So, number 6, manage your blood pressure. And most of the things I've said before, they help you to manage your blood pressure. Now, blood pressure, high blood pressure can affect the brain negatively, just the way it can affect the heart. And when the brain and the heart are not functioning, definitely the person is going down. Blood pressure can be lowered through several lifestyle activities, lifestyle modifications, including doing exercises, including interacting socially with people, including resting. But blood pressure can also be controlled by reducing your weight. And that's where, activities matter. We call those lifestyle modifications, controlling your alcohol intake, controlling your... Do not abuse alcohol. I did not say do not take alcohol so that somebody won't wait for me at the exit. I said do not abuse alcohol. Moderation is key to everything we do. So limit alcohol. Excessive alcohol intake is a major risk for decline of brain functions like dementia. Number 9, avoid tobacco in all forms. Number 10, protect your head. By that I mean avoid all types of head injury. All types of head injury. Head injuries increase the risk of decline or impaired brain function. So you must avoid falls. Your bathroom should have things on the floor that should limit you sleeping and falling when you're coming out of the bath, because most injuries that happen to middle-aged and elderly people are often related to the bathroom. So there must be a proper setting where that should be put in place and you limit those injuries in the bath, and also ensure that you don't fall off from your bed. And don't fall off from your bed, whether by anybody pushing you or you falling off accidentally. Alcohol can also make you fall off from the bed, in addition to your partners in crime. I didn't call anybody's name. So remove potential hazards in your path and use good lighting in the bathroom. Number 11, manage your emotions. Excessive worry and stress have been shown to lower the performance of professionals, including surveyors. Some people will say try meditation, take a walk, listen to good music, relax, clear your head. Try to focus on new things. Try to focus on creative, positive plans as a way to drive bad tempers and bitterness. If somebody has done something wrong to you and has gone away, either knowingly or unknowingly, and you're feeling bad on your own. And the person is probably out there enjoying himself or herself. The best thing you can do is to free yourself. If you free yourself, you live a healthier life. Some people have projected it that bitterness is bitter. Bitterness releases, quote and unquote, bitter waters into your soul. It doesn't help you live a healthy life. So please manage your emotions, manage your tempers, and be a lot more careful when you shout at people and how you react to events. React with some experience. Sometime in Jaws 2002, 2001, during the week of 9/11, I was in Jaws when the first major crisis happened. And I remember at some point, I just ran into it. We were running. And somebody would shout, "Who's that?" And people would take off and start running, not knowing which direction to run. They just had, they're coming, and people would start running. At the point, I ran with them and I stopped. I said, "Come." I came from Lagos. In Lagos, you look. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't run with people. So you watch before you react. And then gauge your reaction and find out if it is worth it. That is something all of us have to train ourselves to do. Is this reaction worth it? Some years back on Maryland, somewhere around there, somebody's car was dented from behind by another vehicle, apparently trying to avoid a major accident, and the car was dented. And the driver who committed, quote and unquote, the offense was trying to come out of his vehicle to check what happened. And the owner of the vehicle in front, apparently driven by a driver, right, opened his vehicle and rushed out of anger. Now, before he approached the end of the vehicle where the dent was, he slumped. That rage, he just came out, "What nonsense, who is that?" And the next thing, we found him on the floor with his agbada. Bam. Now, he suffered stroke right there. But the problem was that people started looking at the man who dented, you know where we come from, that he must have done some juju on the man. Whatever you did to this man to make him fall, make him rise now. It wasn't the man. It was the rage from the other fellow, probably uncontrolled hypertension. And that's boom. and the blood pressure rushed, and he ruptured his vessels in the brain, and blood gushed out. He lost consciousness. I don't want to tell you how it ended. But our reactions matter, and how we do that, especially the older we get. Okay, let's go to the next B. Your blood and your heart. I said I may be attaching things, but because I chose to use B, the blood and the heart. Adams, don't look at me like that. That means that food that contains all the bad cholesterols should be removed. If I've mentioned diet, I'll just mention it in passing and keep going, because right diet is diet, so we save time. Number 2, stay active. We've said that. Number 3, maintain a healthy weight. Number 4, quit smoking and stay away from second-hand smoke. Second-hand smoke means that you're not a smoker, but you are inhaling smoke. Number 5, control your cholesterol, blood sugar, and blood pressure. Number 6, do not abuse alcohol. 50% of head injuries from road traffic accidents are attributable to some influence of alcohol. Number 7, manage your stress. Number 8, ask your doctor about low-dose aspirin, especially the older you get. It helps you reduce the possibility of stroke and heart attacks. But be sure that you qualify to take it, what you call baby aspirin. The reason I'm saying be sure you qualify is because some good things also have bad sides, and so that you'll be properly directed. Number 9, use blood building diets. That's like nuts, vegetables, and plant proteins. I've mentioned that, but add vitamins. Vitamin supplements that provide what we call micronutrients that are essential for building your blood and keeping the heart functioning. A lot of us eat processed foods, and those do not contain some of these micronutrients. And so, because we run busy lifestyles, and therefore, the pharmaceutical world has gone ahead to devise some of these branded multivitamins, I mean the good ones, that you can take one a day and then you have your basic supply. So if you're not getting enough, try to add those to your meal. Number 3, manage your bones and your joints. And of course, these are necessary for movement. Every surveyor, in addition to your vision, you need to move. Am I correct? I don't follow you to all the bush paths you go. In fact, you are the ones who go to discover the bush areas and before they are turned to living places. So you need to move. And if you're not moving, then you may not get to where you're supposed to get to. So activities that increase the motion in your joints are necessary. And don't put it, we said it here before, don't put it that, okay, I go to the bush and come back, that's enough exercise. No, don't be a lazy person. You don't do that every day. But if you add to your activities some degree of exercise that makes you sweat every day, it will help all your joints, I'm talking about skills. It's not too late to learn how to swim because they say swimming makes all the joints move. But, watch where you swim. Don't swim in some dangerous waters. Remember that there are sharks. So, eat healthy, balanced diet that is rich in calcium. Calcium helps you to keep your bones alive. Milk, cheese, green vegetables, cabbage, okra, broccoli. Take a lot of nuts, soya beans, fish that has bones in them, like sardines and the rest of them. Number two, spend time outside to build your vitamin D. That is not quote and unquote very, very an instruction to somebody in this environment because we get the sunlight every day. And I'm told that that was one of the contributing factors to our survival from COVID. So let's leave the controversy of COVID. We'll talk about that when we are sharing green tea. Number three, include physical activity in your daily routine. I've said that. Number four, avoid substance abuse. Again, tobacco and alcohol. And I've also mentioned taking supplements. They help you. Some people are placed on calcium supplements because their bone densities are low. Now, women during their reproductive age have a bit of protection to their joints because of certain hormones that they have, okay? But by the time they are attaining menopause, before stop, they begin to lose some of those protective mechanisms. It's B, and that's bladder. By bladder, I will associate that with your kidneys and your urinary health. Now, 8 golden rules apply in management of kidneys. I took that very, very serious because sometime, by sheer coincidence, sometime in 2009, I was out and coming back into the country. I met this man, forgotten his name, but coincidentally, one of your colleagues. And we got discussing, and he started telling me about problems with kidneys and, what he had been through and all that. And somewhere along the line, I started asking him about his pattern of urination and the rest of them. And quickly I pointed to him that the problem from his kidney is just somewhere around the opening of his bladder. He started looking at me and I said, if you take care of one thing, you probably manage the other. It's a diet that is not high in salt. So reduce your salt intake. I know that many of us are guilty of it. There is always a salt container on your table where you take and then shake it and add extra on your meal. Somebody is already doing that sign for me, so you know what I'm saying there. I'm not the only sinner, so there are many of us here who are sinners, so we need to repent. I always tell people, when you talk to others as if you're a saint, you are just a hypocrite. So we have many sinners here when it comes to salt. your diet should not be such that it is high in salt, and we should stop practicing the habit of adding extra salt to the meal. Let the one that was used to cook be all. And don't insist that they make your food extra salty. Whoever made that food that is not so salty loves you. So when you go home, say thank you to such people. Reduce the amount of restaurant and processed food you take, because that's where the salts are. They must impress you, and they must be tasty. So, no added salt. You are safer, therefore, with food that is prepared in your house or by yourself. And if you need to package that on your way out, take your small cooler with you. Number 3, regular check and control of your blood sugar. Diabetes, especially poorly controlled diabetes, damages the kidney. So you have to check your kidney functions by testing your urine and your blood regularly. Some, they used to ask them about their urine. When they urinate and then ants gather around it, that is a negative sign. Check your blood sugar. Number 4, rule number 4, regularly check and control your blood pressure. Hypertension damages the kidneys. Hypertension can come from kidney. Hypertension can also damage the kidneys. So please ensure that your blood pressure is controlled. About half of the people who have blood pressure do not know that they have high blood pressure. About half. So that means that a lot of us are walking around not knowing that our blood pressures are high, and we are not checking. And sometimes we are afraid that they might tell us we have hypertension, so we don't even bother going to check. And they say, look, if I don't know about it, it's better for me. And what you don't know about may kill you. Because they used to say what you don't know about will not kill you. No, this type is what you don't know about, you refuse to know about, that will end up killing you. You don't know about it, but it knows you. That's the problem. You don't know about it, but it knows you. So check your blood pressure regularly. Control your blood pressure. Do whatever you're told to do, and ensure that your kidneys stay healthy. It becomes worse when there is a combination between hypertension and diabetes on the same kidneys. So if your blood pressure is persistently high, please speak to a cardiologist. Rule number 5, ensure appropriate fluid intake. Appropriate fluid intake. Right amount of fluid depends on your level of exercise, the climate, your health condition, your pregnancy, or breastfeeding. Now, a few weeks ago, someone saw me and said, Doctor, I'm having one pain at my back here. I've taken drugs, it's not going. And it looks like sometimes it comes from the back and it goes down like this into my groin. So I asked him, it's always as if it is screwing you like this. Say, doctor, it looks as if you're inside my body. So, and I said, you also don't drink water. He said, I drink water. I said, you don't drink enough. So when I say you don't drink water, I'm not saying you don't actually drink water, but you don't drink enough. He said, I drink enough. I say, how many bottles of water? Adam, I wasn't referring to you. So why are you? How many bottles of water do you take a day? He showed me one like that and told me that, doctor, I would normally finish something like this. Normally I'll finish this in a day. I said, where I come from, they call somebody like you M-U-M-U. Because you are my friend, I pronounce it to you, they call you Mu or De. Now, in a climate like ours, if you're not exercising so frequently, you need a minimum of 2 liters of fluid per day. 2 liters of what? Fluid. Everybody say 2 liters. Minimum. 2 liters minimum. Say it now. You're not in the class. I'm a class teacher. Remember. Everybody say 2 liters minimum. Those over there say 2 liters. Because you've been behaving like you're not part of here. I'll come to you very soon. I know all of you. Including those who sucked breast last night. I'm coming after you. That breast milk is not going to increase your fluid intake. Everybody say 2 liters minimum. Remember that when you go home. 2 liters minimum. 2 liters means that this is 75 cl, correct? Another 75 cl, that will be, you all did mathematics now. What is happening here? Is it not science you did? Answer my question now. Did you not pass maths? Let's check your JAM score. How many? 75. 75 times 2. Give me one more. Plus another 75. This is what you need minimum. And somebody rightly said to me, it's not enough. I said it's minimum because by the time you get out in this sun, you'll be dried up, literally, if you don't take water. Now, when you don't take enough water, you increase the risk of formation of kidney stones. And what was worrying that young man was essentially kidney stones. They have been formed, they are small, they are now trying to go through the tube to go down to the bladder. And the tube is narrow with muscles. So the muscles are contracting to try to push the tube, but they are contracting on stone. And when they contract on stone, as it's moving, he's feeling pain. He said, coming from here, going down. Do you drink enough water? Okay, now you can drink the one in front of you. Let's start from there. Don't choke, oh, don't choke, don't choke. It's only a small exercise. Don't choke, don't choke. So I said to him, do me a little favor. When you wake up in the morning, finish this. He looked at me. I said, I'm coming. If you want my therapy, it's not pain. It's not drugs. If you want to get better, I said to him, finish this when you wake up 6 a.m. before 7. Finish this. And I said, by 12 noon, finish this. I said again, by 6, finish this. And by 10, finish this. And I said to him, that's minus the one you drink during your meal. He said, doctor, this is punishment. I said, it's not punishment. If you do that for 3 days religiously, call me on phone and tell me how your pain is. And truly, 72 hours later, I was the one calling her. He said, doctor, sorry, I forgot. I said, the reason you forgot was because you're no longer feeling pain. You forgot to call me because you're no longer feeling pain and you have taken enough water and it seems to have opened up that place and pushed it down. So, if you continue taking water, you would not even form them. That's what I told him. I met a patient when I was serving. Sorry, I served in Jaja Clinic. You high, you high. Yes. I met a patient who came to me looking very toxic. He said he had catarrh, he said he had fever, he had everything, and he put all the drugs he was taking on the table. I asked him, do you have any more drugs? He said no. I said, can I have them, please? I took the drugs, put the locker, and put inside. When I was a youth copper, they thought I was an old man because they said coppers don't talk the way you talk. I pushed them under the locker, and I pulled a bottle of big Eva, Regolis, the 1.5 liter. I put it on the table, and I said, from today, every 2 hours, 1 glass. From morning till night, set your alarm. Every 2 hours, 1 glass. He said, is that the only thing you're going to give me? I said, yes. Every 2 hours, 1 glass. He was not happy. He left because in the clinic there, it was difficult for somebody to move your case file to another doctor's room and say, that person didn't treat me well. So he left. And he got home. The wife asked him what they said. He said, the doctor took all my drugs, seized them, and said I should go and be drinking water. And she said, maybe you listen to him. She looked at the woman from head to toe. But by evening, he started doing 1 glass every 2 hours. Now, 4 days later, he walked into clinic. He had forgotten my name. He said he was looking for Dr. Water. He said he was looking for, his name not Walter or something. You see, that doctor that said I should drink water, he described it is fair. Do you hear me? So they sent him to my consulting room. I saw him smiling. I said, sir, did you come back for your drugs? He said, no. I actually want to tell you that I don't need the drugs anymore. You can see I feel better now. Thank you very much. But sincerely, I didn't like you when I was leaving. I said, yes, I was not expecting you to like me. But now, the reason you came back is you came to like me. He said, yes. I said, good. Your sins are forgiven. You may go. So, water, very important. Water is very important. Don't be Ajokuta. I didn't say it. Number 6. Avoid tobacco. Tobacco slows down the blood flow to the kidneys by about 50%. That means that it slows down, and in addition to that, it layers a lot of things in the blood pipes that now narrow these blood vessels, and that's how, together with other things that may be happening in the person's body, kidney problems begin. So tobacco is also known to increase the risk of kidney cancer by 50%. Tobacco, in any form, increases the risk of kidney cancer by 50%. Doctor, you are talking like this. Are there no doctors who smoke? Yes, there are doctors who smoke. They say, do what I say, but not what I do. So just do what they say, so that you don't die together with them. Number seventh rule, the seventh rule, avoid over-the-counter anti-inflammatory drugs and painkiller pills. Avoid going to the pharmacy to be asking for pain medications all the time. In fact, they know you. When you come, they mix the blend and give you. You go and drink and you say you are well. And you don't even drink enough water. Haven't you checked that most of the times when you drink water, your body pains are reduced? Because the toxins themselves that are accumulating cause you a lot of body pains. So reduce the quantity of pain drugs you go to buy. Ibuprofen, diclofenac, aspirin, and all that. Take them when they are necessary, but don't abuse them. Because they have effects on the kidneys, and some of them damage the kidneys. So if you can do without, please do without. It's very important that you don't get on and abuse it. And the other thing about our system is that there are a lot of these drugs in the market. You don't know what they are made of, but they are all labeled as these drugs. And the proper pharmaceutical ones are costly, maybe, so you go for the cheaper ones. You may not be taking pure drugs. So it's dangerous. Avoid that. The eighth rule, and of course, if you are in doubt, please ask your doctor or your pharmacy. The eighth rule for your kidney health is to check your kidney functions regularly. If you have diabetes, if you have hypertension, if you have problem with weight control, and if you have a family history of kidney diseases, please check your kidney health from time to time. Related to this kidney, therefore, I was talking about, is the men's part, which is prostate health. Now, the prostate is very important because when it's enlarged, it can block the outflow of urine. It reduces the amount of urine you pass out. So the effect is that it begins to build back pressure on the kidney, where it's coming from, because you are retaining, you're not pushing out as much as you make. Therefore, it begins to hurt the kidneys. That is one problem with this BPH that they always check for you. The next reason why you need to check for prostate cancer and screen it is because when it comes, it does not give the same symptoms like the BPH. It might remain small, but something may be happening inside. So from time to time, you go into the hospital for what we call DRE, digital rectal examination. A doctor has to stick his finger into your anus and feel the prostate from there. It's part of the examination that you need to do. In addition to that, eat freshly whole food diet, fruits and vegetables, especially tomatoes. Avoid those ones with additives. Number 2, cut down on alcohol. Do exercise. Restore your hormones through exercise. And I said yearly check. After they do your digital rectal examination, they will take your blood sample for prostate-specific antigen, which is called PSA for short. That should give us an idea of what is happening. And so you need to do this regularly also if there's a family history of prostate disease around you. And then drink a lot of teas. I don't mean Milo, Bonvita. I mean green teas, real tea bags. You understand what I'm saying? Not the other one. So some of the prostate-friendly foods foods we talk about are tomatoes. Tomatoes may not be that, easily absorbed in its raw form, but you can use tomato paste, you can grind tomato, you can make tomato juice and drink them. Broccoli, cauliflower, kale, avocados, green leafy vegetables, green tea, legumes, sesame, fruit, seeds, bell pepper, and fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, etc. Now let's talk about maintaining breast health, because I've just talked about prostate, and that's for men. Now, don't just take this for granted. It is true that majority of breast cancers happen in women, but some men have also had breast cancers. It may be rare, but it's documented in literature that it has been seen in some men. But let's look at breast health as it involves women. Number one is that prevention is your best protection. And how do you prevent? By identifying this very early. Learn and practice what we call self-breast examination. Women, it is called SBE. SBE, self-breast examination. Report any lump immediately. They teach you how to examine your breast in front of a mirror, going from one section to another. And then you examine the other side and check your armpit. If you find any lump, report immediately. Early detection is key to eradication of the breast disease. And please, if they tell you that you have to lose the breast to keep your life, kindly let them have it early enough. Did you hear what I said? Tell that to anybody you know. The Holy Book says, instead of your finger leading you to hell, cut it off. If you have to lose the breast to save your life and live longer, please do it. Many women are breast cancer survivors today. One, because it was found early. Two, they had the breast removed, they had their chemo and radiation, and they survived it. Don't go to start it when it's already late. We treat breast cancer as a systemic disease. That means that the moment you find it and make that diagnosis, consider it that it has spread. That means that you need to do something immediately. I'm not here to frighten you, but I'm trying to make sure that you stay healthy, check yourself regularly, and do the needful when you have to. Do we understand? So early detection is key. Maintain a healthy weight. Now, our diet changed and we began to eat like the Western world, so we also began to have the Western diseases manifest, and that includes the increased consumption of fatty foods. Not good for women, not good for women. So maintaining a healthy weight with a body mass index, that's what they use to check you. Body mass index incorporates your weight against your height and age. Body mass index should be less than 23 at all times for males and females. And a lot of us here are more than 23, including yours sincerely. I said I'm the first sin, Abi. At least I'm working on my own sins. And so I'll become righteous. So walk on your own. Make time for regular exercises, females. Minimize and avoid alcohol. Eat more vegetables and fruits. Number 7, target motherhood. What did I say? Target motherhood. It's been shown that breastfeeding is protective to females. Breastfeeding, not the one you sucked last night. Breastfeeding for babies. Don't go and tell her doctor said I should suck. Mind yourself. If you misquote me, I will come to your house in the middle of the night. In fact, I'll fly. So, target motherhood. Breastfeeding is thought to be protective, and of course, avoid tobacco. Okay, I'm bringing it to a close, and I will talk about bowel. I've mentioned the 6 B's now, right? Okay. Bowel, maintaining bowel health. Bowel borders on everybody, and your bowel includes your small intestines, your large intestines, your esophagus, your stomach, whatever. A good bowel health is important. And just like I mentioned before, when we started eating things that are not routine to our culture, we began to have diseases that are not common to us. Known for eating a lot of vegetables, this is our environment, and fiber foods. They are healthy. They help us to improve our bowel motions. But since we started eating some of those unwholesome bread and biscuits and the rest of them, and you know, the more exotic biscuit is, the more we like it. You know, we like to display it, that this biscuit is costly, my class, you know. So you take that class of biscuit and then you get that class of disease. It's also high class. So be very careful when you're taking high class meals that cause high class diseases, because it's better to stay with fruits and vegetables that will promote your bowel motion, in addition to plenty of water. Check yourself. If you finish that bottle of water from 6 to 7, very soon you will feel like going to the toilet, not just to urinate, but to open your bowel. And it's such a wonderful feeling early in the morning when you have to clear up and feel very good before you walk out. You know what I'm saying? Instead of carrying a load behind you and you are walking in a way that we do not understand. Nobody knows. They think you are doing catwalk, but you are carrying certain kind of load. So clear the load before you leave the house by drinking plenty of water, taking a lot of fruits, taking a lot of vegetables. You will do well. If you take a lot of water when you wake up, you'll soon be in the toilet. And that type, you will not be screaming and your neighbors, wake up. There are some people when they are in the toilet, that's how their neighbors wake up. They know when to wake up. They know when it's time. Because somebody is always shouting like he's in labor, next door. So you can reduce that by the quantity of water you take. How about just reading newspaper and the thing is flowing nicely, without stress? Drink water. Yeah, drink water. Tell your neighbor, drink water. Drink water. Drink water. Drink water. If he's not drinking water, check the bottle. Check the bottle in front of him. Is the bottle empty? Is the bottle? Tell him, drink some. Drink some water. Drink some water. Water is good. Water is good. Drink some water. Yes. Please, drink more water. Drink. Drink more water. Drink more water. Drink more water. Can I confess to you? I I've already done two of these this morning before coming here. So I know when I'm due next. So don't worry. Drink water. Drink water. It's good. If it makes you get out to go and urinate, you're also clearing toxins. Drink water. Can you sip a bit more? Sip a bit more. Yes. Please clap for him. He's now drinking it because since I've been talking, he never opened the bottle. He never opened the bottle. He's opening it now. He's opening it now. Drinking. He's drinking. Clap for him. He's drinking. He's drinking. He's drinking. He's drinking. That's good. Good. Drinking water is good for you. You know, drink water. Drink water. Somebody, I received a political query some time ago, and I replied the query to management, and they did not like the tone of my response. And they said they were going to set panel. I said I'm waiting for not only the panel, but the PACO that I'll be waiting. So the acting HOD called me and said that he was recommending that I should change what I wrote in the response. I said, I was the one who wrote it. You didn't teach me English. I wrote this and they have received it. If they have any problem, they should call me. He said, Dr. Kanu, I think you should drink some water. Sit down, drink some water. I told him I need a tank. I need a tank of water to finish a tank of water before I will respond to this query. So drinking water is good. His recommendation is nice, but give me more water. Give me water. Don't let me live here and you call me Dr. Water. There will be a problem between your village and my village. Every drink water. So, in addition to maintaining your bowel health, you need to keep your weight down. You need to keep your weight down. Now, excessive weight increases the risk of colon cancers. All right? It is known. Number 3, exercise. And I've said this repeatedly. Limit alcohol, exercise, and physical activity reduces the risk of colon cancer. It's been proven, it's documented in literature. As a matter of fact, some say that by 24%, it reduces the risk of cancer compared to those who don't do exercise. So, again, alcohol is a risk factor for colon cancer. Smoking is strongly associated with lung cancer, but is also associated with other types of cancers. Now, avoid red meats and processed food. Adam, avoid red meats and processed food. You should take more poultry and fish together with beans and soybeans and all the other ones. Now, regular testing is important. For people above the age of 45, it is recommended that you do a regular colon check every year. And do it more frequently if there is a history of such disease in your family. Colon test will involve, number 1, a stool test, which they call fecal occult blood test, FOBT, fecal occult blood test. That means that the blood is not visible to you to stool, but when they find that there is occult blood, they will now recommend you to the next test, which is colonoscopy. By colonoscopy, they pass a tube your anus and then look up like a video and check all the areas of your intestines where these things are common. Sometimes they may see what looks abnormal, they will take biopsy, come out, send it to the lab, and then come back and tell you it's normal, there's no problem. It's a happier thing to hear than when you avoid doing that test, because a stitch in time saves 9. So the most common test is colonoscopy. You do FOBT, and regular screening is recommended after 45. So fruit and vegetables contain high amount of antioxidants, and these antioxidants play a significant role in reducing colon cancer risk and any other type of risk. So choose fruits, choose all the fruits that you can choose. Add corn to it. Corn is very good, it has fiber, and please eat a lot of corn, it is good. On your way out, stop at the corn corner and get some corn. It's good for you. Take the necessary multivitamins, and that will be good. So let me start with you, sir. Come back. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to pee. Come. I'm starting with this table. As far as I'm concerned, this lecture is over. It's question time. So what are the essential things that I have discussed today that cuts across all these other 6 B's? You know, when exam comes and people start having restlessness, it's called exam fever. But I like your cool, and I know you can answer my questions very well. So please help us. Sit down. It's a discussion.
Some of the essential things you have mentioned as a warning to us is, number 1, to drink water. That when we drink water, it detoxifies our body system and we live well. Then some other thing you have mentioned is to go for regular checkup. You go for regular checkup, stop self-medication. Those are some of the things you have mentioned this morning that you told us. The others you have mentioned again. At regular interval, we go for checkup. Then when you wake up in the morning, you drink water. At least minimum of 2 liters per day. That is minimum. You can drink as much as you can. Then body exercise. You engage in exercise. Like the doctor said, one of the good exercises is swimming. Learn how to swim. Learn new things to improve your brain activity. Learning new things, he advised us to learn more skills. You can go and learn some other skills in addition to what you have known before because of your brain. You activate it, you make it to work. Because that is he made mention of whoever that is driving car, you know, the brain box. That's where everything originates from. I think I've tried.
You tried. You see, the problem is that this is how I know a lot of people who did expo in school. The moment they saw me sitting down asking questions, they started flipping their notes. I'm no longer coming near you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for having me. I now wait for your questions.
Please, let's have